Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side. And one of the one of the reality shows that we're doing is The Real Housewives of Orange County. They just had their their season 12, part 2 of their reunion, and it might be the last episode. They haven't, Bravo hasn't done a secrets revealed or a lost footage episode for a show in quite some time. They used to do it they did it for every housewife show. They did it for Vanderpump Rules. They might have done it for Below Deck, like Shaws of Sunset. But they haven't done it in a while. Maybe they don't do those anymore. Anyways. Oh, and FYI, The Real Housewives of Melbourne starts in Australia in a week, December 6th. So that's exciting. I mean, it doesn't help us here in the States until it airs on Bravo, but, that's good. That's exciting for all my Australian friends. It's fantastic. Yeah, I hope that Gina and Jackie don't fight this season, though. I love them both for different reasons, but it really upsets me when they fight. I like it better when they get along, for sure. Okay, anyway, sorry, I don't know why. I just miss my Melbourne girls. They were my first show I ever did on Sudsy Recap. They were episode 1 with The Real Housewives of Melbourne, and I miss them. I think they're great. You know what I've been doing tonight, which has been a little bit crazy because it's kind of kept me up a little bit late, is I have discovered gifts from my daytime television shows. And let me tell you, I've got a gift of Susan Banks, who is my favorite. She is my absolute favorite. And I'm not even joking. Like, I took a shower tonight when I got home from work, and I was laughing in the shower at Susan Banks. Like, I love Eileen Davidson so much in that. Okay, I'm sorry. Again, nothing to do with the Housewives of Orange County, sorry. But that's what I've been doing tonight. That's why it's taken me so long to do this recap tonight, because I've been just looking at gifts of Susan Banks, and it's just cracking me up. Okay, sorry. Okay, so Housewives of Orange County. Now, this was part 2 of the reunion, and I'm not going to lie, I think all the best stuff was in part 1. Part 2 was kind of anticlimactic. I hate to say it, but started off with Tamara and Vicky being pissed off at each other, and, they were shouting insults at each other. Then they take a commercial break, and then now they're best friends at the end of the show. Okay. And we didn't really, I don't know, maybe this was filmed before a lot of this stuff came to light about, Kelly's marriage and Shannon's marriage. I mean, we knew they were ending the marriages, but we don't know. They didn't really talk about too much about it at all. And maybe they, listen, I understand that on a reality show, even on a reality show, there are going to be things that you're going to want to keep private just out of respect for the other people involved. So, when they got married, both of them, when they got married, they weren't married, they weren't on the show when they got married. So, and like I said, it's very difficult to maintain a relationship and be on the Housewives. To be a husband, you've got to be a man that is secure in your shit to be married to a housewife, right? Which is funny because you would think, the premise of the show is they're all housewives. I remember that first season of Orange County Housewives. It was really it was sort of scandal. Well, one was a divorcee who was Lori, and then there was a single girl amongst all the married girls, and that was Jo. She was dating Slade at the time, and she was single, and and that was real scandalous back then. Now they're all single, or they're divorced, or or they go through a divorce on the show. It is real difficult, and it affects everyone, not just people that you're oh my God, they're so annoying, but also people that are wow, they're really smart, but it's tough. It's really tough. So the ones that have made it work, I give them credit because, they found good ones, right? Anyway, so really, they did hold Lydia to the fire a little bit more. This was actually Shannon. Shannon and Lydia went at it a little bit, and it was kind of deserved. Sorry, see, that's my refrigerator. So that's where I'm sitting when I do these. I'm literally right in front of my refrigerator because I eat my feelings. No, I eat my feelings when I watch The Housewives. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, so I'm definitely curious to see where the show is going to go next season. Obviously, it's coming back for a season 13. 13 fucking years that show has been on the air. 2004? No, 2003. I remember when it started because Desperate Housewives was on network television, and then there was this new reality show on Bravo called The Real Housewives of Orange County. Now, Orange County, it made perfect sense. I didn't live in Orange County. I worked in Orange County for 8 years, so I know Orange County. I know North County. I know South County. I know Orange County, and it is total like Desperate Housewives-esque in certain areas. Certain areas, it's a little more ghetto, but in a lot of especially in South County, which is where Huntington Beach, Newport Beach, Dana Point, Coto de Caza, where it initially started. I mean, that's all South County. So, anyways, but it made sense. So I was like, oh, this could be interesting. And now this show has lasted way longer than fucking Desperate Housewives did. Desperate Housewives only lasted for 6 seasons? They've doubled that. I mean, that is a little bit crazy. And I bet you it still didn't cost as much to produce the show. And this might be just from Bravo's perspective that you would even care about shit like this. But I bet you that it probably cost less to produce all 12 seasons of the show than it does to maybe produce one season of Desperate Housewives. I don't know. I can look into that, but I mean, that's a great bargain for Bravo. It's still one of their highest rated shows too, and it's the flagship of the franchise. Like, there would be no Housewives of New York, Atlanta, Dallas, Beverly Hills, Melbourne, Cheshire, Auckland, if there was no Housewives of Orange County. So, you got to give them props. You got to give them credit for that. And, as much as she might irritate me sometimes, and she actually didn't irritate me at all during this reunion at all, This was a pretty calm reunion for Vicky, despite the fact that, she was yelling at Tamara and stuff. But, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Tamara. I follow Tamara. I think I follow Vicky too, but I love Tamara. But when she was yelling insults back at Vicky, I mean, it was kind of, to me, it seemed a little bit childish. Like, okay, Tamara, you're in your 40s. You should, I mean, I'm not saying that Vicky is any better, but I'm just saying that it wasn't, I mean, wasn't her best moment. Let's put it that way. But we've all had moments that we're not proud of, right? I have had plenty. So I'm not judging. I'm just saying, as a viewer, will I watch next season? Hell yes, of course. Will I be rooting for Tamara? Of course. I probably might even be rooting for Vicky too. She actually hugged Tamara and Shannon at the end of the reunion. Again, a little weird. But, hopefully they're able to move on, Shannon said that she has seen her doctor since the shows have aired, and she's apologized for her behavior. Because, this season Shannon was a little bit sensitive. They called her emotional, but I don't know if she's emotional so much as she's got that hair trigger, and she just, at the Quiet Woman, they all joked about how you would think that the Quiet Woman would never let them back in ever, but the Quiet Woman is like, hey, you want to come by for drinks, so that's funny. Well, I mean, let's be real. Everyone now knows that there's a restaurant in Orange County called the Quiet Woman, and everyone now probably wants to eat there. So good for them. Good for the quiet woman for making lemonade out of lemons. It's fantastic. Anyways, I just want to. So that's it. That's really it. There isn't really too much to talk about part 2 of the reunion. That's why I was like, oh, they really saved the best stuff for part 1, which is normally it's the opposite. Normally part 1 is a total snooze, or if it's a 3-part reunion, maybe part 2, Vanderpump Rules. But this time it was the total opposite. Part 1 was all the good shit, and then part 2 is kind of, you know. Anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate you all. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Angel Benton. And you can hashtag RHOC or Real Housewives Shit to talk about the Real Housewives of Orange County. Or you can also hashtag Below Deck. Not Below. Well, you can hashtag Below Deck if you want to talk Below Deck. I love talking Below Deck. But I meant Bold and Beautiful because I'm doing the Bold and the Beautiful tomorrow. Probably tomorrow morning. And that's just it. So thank you so much for logging on today, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.